Keto and crime, keto and crime. We uncover the grime on keto and crime. Keto and crime, keto and crime. Now is the time for keto and crime.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Keto and Crime. Today we have a review of, or a summary of day 5 of the Kyle Rittenhouse trial taking place in Kenosha, Wisconsin for the August 25th shooting of 3 individuals, 2 of which died. Well, I think we all know that story, but that's what the trial is about. We've been keeping up with it daily, and I'm going to continue to do this until the trial is over. And I apologize. I woke up this morning and it looks as though I've won the award for the flattest hair in the country. So anyway, but let's get into this summary, shall we? Friday was an interesting was an interesting day in the trial, I will say, and I've seen a lot of bickering in the comments. I know this is going to be one of those cases where that just naturally happens, but I want you guys to know I am watching the trial stream and I am trying to be as unbiased as possible. I know it sounds like I'm slanted toward Rittenhouse, but I'm just amazed at the amount of evidence that the prosecution is presenting that actually proves his defense in a way. It's just staggering. I don't know if this prosecutor's first case or what he's doing, but in my opinion, it's not going well for the prosecution. So that's the reason it seems that I'm slanted. I'm just giving you the facts as I see them. I do have my opinions on the case, and maybe after the verdict, I'll tell you my opinions on the case. But for now, I'm just giving you the facts as they are written. So Friday started with 2 members of the family that owns the Car Source car lots, Car Source 1, 2, and 3. One was burned on the night of August 24th. Their names are 𝐜𝐚𝐬 and 𝐜𝐚𝐬𝐶. And they both met with Rittenhouse and other armed men on August 25th, 2020, as it has been previously testified. They, however, in contradiction with Dominick Black's testimony on day 1 or day 2, state that they never asked Rittenhouse nor Black to guard their car lots. The prosecution did present a text that was read out, and one of them, and Ma, goes by Sam, and it simply said, "Hey Sam, it's Kyle from Rittenhouse to Sam. Do you need anyone to protect your business tonight? I'm more than willing and will be armed. I just need an address." And the second message ran, me and my brother, that is Dominick Black, who was dating his sister, would both be there armed. And there was no reply to that text. However, Dominick Black testified earlier in the week that they agreed verbally and asked him to verbally, one of the brothers that owns it, but they're both saying they never did, and he took it upon his own accord. Then on cross-examination, they basically tried to hammer in the point that it was given verbally, though there was really no break in that either the brother said, "Yeah, we told him verbally." So that is the one bright spot, in my opinion, for the prosecution, that held up. Next, we had Susan Hughes, a great aunt of Anthony Huber. He is the gentleman that was shot after striking Mr. Rittenhouse with the skateboard. And she simply testified to Anthony's character, as well as the fact that skateboarding was a big part of his life, and he never went anywhere without his skateboard, basically saying that he didn't have the skateboard for the premise of using it as a weapon. It was just part of him. But I don't think anyone's even alleging that he was carrying it as a weapon. They are alleging that he used it as a weapon. but basically just giving some more evidence to Anthony Huber's character. And so that was her. Not a whole lot going on. Not a lot going on there. The defense did not really hammer her very much on cross-exam. She's an older lady. Seemed very sweet. I really liked her. Then probably the most telling testimony was that of Rosenbaum's fiancée, Carrie-Ann Swart. She did testify that she had seen him earlier in the day, but because of and had warned him that things were getting bad in Kenosha, but she could not stay with her because of a restraining order that had been filed on him earlier by her. So they had to part ways. She also admitted that he was being treated for bipolar disorder and had just been released from the psychiatric care, and that where he had attempted suicide. And this kind of speaking to his, I think, mental state the night of the shootings. She said that that's the last she saw of him was when she told him that things had gotten bad in Kenosha, and he wandered off basically with the clothes on his back and his personal effects in a plastic bag. So they're very, very sad there, no matter what you think, very, very sad. And then finally, a DNA analyst, Rasmussen. She works at Wisconsin State Crime Lab in Milwaukee, and she also testified that day. She explained that they received Rittenhouse's gun along with DNA samples for Rittenhouse, Rosenbaum, and Huber. Only one source of DNA was found on the trigger of the gun, and it was strongly correlated with Rittenhouse. The barrel had a mixture of DNA, meaning there had been multiple people touching the barrel, and there was a presence of DNA from at least 2 people. In her opinion, she did not detail whose DNA was it. Of course, some of it was Rittenhouse's, and she's also alluding that the other might have been Rosenbaum's. She did say that she never found Anthony Huber's DNA on it, which of course we had him on video actually trying to tug at the barrel of the gun. But then on cross-exam, Rittenhouse's lawyers got her to say that just because there was no DNA present does not mean he didn't touch it. And that's absolutely, and she agreed. She said just because she had found no DNA does not mean that it wasn't touched. He might have had on gloves, he might have had a sleeve over his hand, but just because no DNA was found on the barrel from Huber does not mean he didn't grab it. And then we have it, she said it's obviously on video that he did. So she did say that the less an item is handled, the less there is for detectable DNA. So, and that's kind of where day 5 ended. I think the prosecution had one bright spot there, and the testimony of the gentleman that owned CarSource. But we'll see what happens as the trial goes on. I will be keeping up with it and bringing you daily summaries. And I also have some great true crime videos coming out this weekend. So the weekends I will have original, classic case content, whereas the week will be dedicated to the Rittenhouse trial. And so I hope you're enjoying it. I'll be back really, really soon. And until then, keep on crime.